Hey, Katie, please tell people about your company, Festival Formula.
So, Festival Formula is a consultancy company, and we help filmmakers navigate worldwide circuits. So, when a filmmaker's made their short film and they want to put it into festivals, there is a whole variety of festivals out there, something like 40,000 different types and counting. And we're here to help filmmakers kind of figure out which festivals make sense for their film and help them save a lot of money and also just get the film traveling and get it out there.
That's good stuff. What was the idea that led to this company?
So it's a bit of a roundabout way. So my background is as a writer. So I was studying script writing, and this was 21 years ago. And as part of my university degree, I had to do work experience. And I found two brothers that lived 15 minutes drive from my house. They made comedy short films. And yeah, the first job they gave me was their company credit card and their short films and said, can you put them into festivals for me? And this was a really long time ago, and we had a lot less festivals. And it was more expensive, but it was very analog. I was filling in forms by hand. I was going to the post office. I was sending out VHS tapes, DVDs. And yeah, it just became a thing where people were just asking them, like, how are you getting this traction? And they said, we have Katie. And then I ended up doing it word of mouth for about 7, 8 years. And then I realized that filmmakers don't have a lot of time, or they don't have a lot of resources to sit and research these festivals. And then that's when I kind of came in and said, I think I can solve a lot of admin headaches. And it's kept me busy for 21 years now. So I think I'm doing something right.
I'd say so. Let's say someone has never been to a film festival. Maybe they don't even have a film, but they kind of want to get into the mix. What do you say to people who've never attended before? What can they expect?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the wonderful thing about film festivals is you don't have to be a filmmaker that's screening to go. You know, there's a pure audience there, and that's what filmmakers want to experience their film in front of strangers. Attending a film festival is a bit like pick and mix. So, you know, you can go and see a screening that might have kind of maybe 8 to 10, 12 different short films. They might be programmed thematically, so they might all have a similar theme to them, or they may be themed kind of formats. They might be all animation, they might be all documentary or drama or comedy or whatever. Um, but it's really exciting because you're not going to love everything, but you sit and wait 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then the next film will come along and it might just blow you away, or it might be a film that you really engage with or identify with or just completely fall in love with. And I think that's the joy. Like if you enjoy watching film or TV, going to a festival is like dialing it up to 11 because it's so curated, it's so well thought about, but also you're experiencing it with other strangers in a room, and they may not know what's coming up on the screen next, or they may be the filmmaker, or they may be, you know, a local press person. You never know. So I think it's exciting because you never know what you're going to get. And you might love something, you might loathe something, but you don't have to wait too long until you find something else to look at.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. So artists are known as you know, of course, but to be sensitive people. So how do you approach giving them constructive feedback?
So our process as a company is we watch everything for free to consider for our slate. And if we are interested and think we can help the film, we'll have a video call with the filmmaker. And we give feedback on a film even if we're passing on it. And the reason that we might be passing on it might be because it's a very particular film. Like we can't see that we would be of any help making it travel because it might be about a particular theme, or it might be very regional. Sometimes it's because the film just isn't strong enough. And we are very delicate and constructive with our feedback, but we are also commenting on it as a strategist for hire. So what we are often saying is it doesn't make sense for you to hire us because the opportunities might be so minimal, it's not going to be cost effective. But we always try and give a filmmaker a little nudge in the right direction, even if it's just a kind of, oh, you've made a great film about XYZ, so you should definitely look at this type of festival. Or you've made something really niche, you know, how about you look at this type of festival? I think constructive criticism is really valid within the film industry, within any creative industry. I think how you deliver it is key, because some people can just say rude things for the sake of it. Whereas we're very kind of considerate about our filmmakers, because we know that they've put a lot of effort and time and blood, sweat, and tears and everything else into it. So I think for me, when we're talking to a filmmaker, the reason we're taking our time to give feedback is because we do care. Even if it's not a film that we are going to take on and work with, we care that they sent it to us, that they've shared their work with us, that we have been given the opportunity to watch it, and to feedback. And sometimes we're saying no to films that we absolutely love. It's just it doesn't make sense for them to join us. So hearing no isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes there's a good reason, or there's still some advice to be delivered behind it.
This sounds like you're very thorough.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. We have to be. We have to be.
That's good stuff. So, where would you like your company to be in 5 years, or are you just happy where you're at? You just want to keep going?
I mean, we're busy, which is great. I want to be just as busy in 5 years' time. I think we've always got these kind of this idea that we're going to grow and be in different territories, just because we're known. We're based in the UK, but we have a worldwide slate, and we're always traveling to different festivals, and we spend a lot of time in Europe and North America. So we've always kind of gone, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had like, a Canadian office, or if we had a US office, and so on. So that's always been a little bit of a pipe dream, which I'll never say no to. But, when you're this busy, it's hard to kind of like even just stop and think about how we would make that happen right now. And I can't complain from being too busy. So,
Of course, it's better than the alternative.
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, who of some of your clients been?
Crikey, I've been doing it for such a long time, but so some of our clients that are probably a bit better known in the industry, Kate Herron, who's worked on Loki and The Last of Us. She was a regular client back in the day when she was making short comedy films. We've also looked after a short film directed by Ricky Gervais. We've looked after a few films by Joe Lycett, who's a brilliant kind of UK comedian. But then we've also looked after people who worked in advertising and then just taken a side step to making their own films. We've looked after somebody who was a barrister. That was their day job. And they just happened to make a short film, and they were like, I don't know if it's any good. Do you want to help me? And we were like, it's a good film. Yeah, let's do this. So we've got a real mix of people that have either been making films for a really long time, they're a seasoned pro, but we also have a lot of kind of new filmmakers kind of coming up in the ranks, like either students or, they're just, turning their hand to making a film for the first time. So a real variety, which keeps our job really interesting because we're always watching different things.
I love it. And which festivals are your favorite to attend?
Oh, I always get asked this question, and I'm terrible at doing favorites because I can't just do one. So I'll mention a few. Um, so we really do love Indie Shorts Film Festival in Indianapolis, which is an Academy qualifying festival. It's newly BAFTA recognized, and it's also Goya recognized too. Um, it's just a great kind of summer camp feeling. Like it is like it's short specific. The programming is stunning. It's really well thought out. They have a great variety of kind of tonal pieces. If you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to watch loads of sports films, they've thought of everything. And then I suppose I would also say if we go to Europe, I've just come back from Hamburg Short Film Festival, which is one of the coolest, very European festivals you can go to. What makes it quite unique is that they have a warehouse that they take over every year. And for about 10 days before the festival opens, they are building that space to make it ready for the latest edition. And we've been 2 years running, and the space looks so different every time. Like they make a little pop up. They had a 70s themed kind of living room with lots of sofas and kind of furniture in there that they kind of repurposed. And they had like a little DJ session in there as well. There was a bike party. And then behind one of the bookcases was a secret bar that you could kind of go into. Then they made, I think it was like 250 seater screening room in the same warehouse. They have this thing called 35 millimeter club, which is a very small room. You have to have a ticket stamped before you go in there because you can't spend too long because there's not a lot of space in it. So you've got to give everyone opportunity. And littered around the walls in this very small space are bottles of liquor and alcohol and soft drinks from festivals all over the world, which it has a little tag on it that kind of says, this is from Sweden or this is from Finland. And you get a little kind of shot glass and you literally can go and just drink whatever you want and just experience it. And they have a DJ in there. They have like little tiny robots that are always walking around. It's very quirky. But those are just two festivals that are fresh in my mind because
I
we always
love
have
it.
it. Yeah.
Those sound great. All right. So what would you say your own biggest obstacle is to overcome? What's one thing you would love to improve on?
I wish I could have more hours in a day, which I think anyone who runs a company will often think. I think being able to help as many filmmakers as we can, um, when we know that times are really tough in the industry and budget is always something that's having to be considered because, you know, if one person's budget is a lot, another person's budget, it's a drop in the ocean. So we're constantly having to adjust our kind of perspective to the filmmaker that we're talking to because if we're talking to a student they're going to have a lot less money than somebody, you know, who's working in advertising that has a day job. Um so I think the battle has always been for me as a business owner is not scrimping on the service because that's our USP is that we can help as many filmmakers as we can, but also not making the price so unobtainable that we can't help people. And I, for 21 years, and my accountant has been badgering me to increase my prices. And I'm like, you don't know my clientele. My clientele are not, you know, they're not rich. But what I can do is put the work in, help them, because then they'll spread the word. They'll also come back. So, you know, the hard work is worth it. But I just wish I could help more filmmakers.
Okay, noted. And what's been the most rewarding moment with this company?
Oh, crikey. So, an odd thing has happened in the last, I'd say like 10 months where um as a company, we've won some awards, which is very rare because what we do is so niche, but needed. And normally it's our clients winning awards, and you know, we're completely thrilled for them as a company to get recognition in this area. um, it means a lot to us as a whole team because we work really hard and it's often something that's not really recognized or can often go unsung. And we have some wonderful clients that shout us out when they do get those selections and those wins, where they're like, you know, it's because of the guidance from Festival Formula team, which is great. But yeah, we've received 3 awards from 3 different festivals in the past 10 months. And that I never got into this for awards because, you know, I didn't even think I could win an award for doing the job that I do, but that meant a lot just for me as an individual, but also as a business owner and a team leader, like to be able to turn around to the team and say, it's not just me that's won this, like you are part of Festival Formula, like this is something that we've all done together. So that's probably one of the highlights.
All right, that's good stuff. Katie, thanks so much for your time today. Is there anything else you would like to say before I let you go?
I would say come and follow us on socials. If you're a filmmaker, check out our website, which is festivalformula.com. On Instagram, it's at Festival Formula. It's a really good resource for festivals that we're attending. We've got selections at films we're taking on, where we're talking, where we're traveling to. But yeah, reach out and say hey.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone does that who is watching right now.
Thank you.